Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, coming to you 250 miles above your imagination from the International Fake Station. How is everyone doing tonight? I'm up here with my good friend and co-pilot, Sumting Wong. He's here to make sure that we follow all protocols and we are brainwashing people to think for themselves. So how is everybody tonight? Let's see who we got here with us. Lots of good people, I'm sure. We always do. This is like the banging chat place to be, and the coolest show on a Thursday night at 9:30. Just so you know, you are at the cool kids lunch table right now. That's what we got going on here, guys. So it looks like we got Tony, Fabi, hey, quit that. There's a little bit of dog aggression going on with each other back here. So we got Daniel Watkins here tonight. We got Jeremy Bird. I'm about to kick somebody's ass. That's all that took. See Angela Baby Carson got angle of elevation. I like that. Riley O's with us too in REM. Saddle Bum, my good friend. What's happening? Been here a long time. I'm seeing some old timers and some new timers, some newbies in here. We got Eldon Bean, welcome. Flat, Indiana, hell yes. Tony Coriolis is with us. He is always quiet. He's very quiet. He's very soft-spoken. He's been really upset recently since Brenda accused his parents of racism for naming him. I mean, I'm still trying to figure that one out. I told him not to worry about it, but you know, it kind of pierced his heart a little bit. We got Internet's with us here tonight too. Internet. That's pretty cool. Angela Baby Carson. She's always in here. She's always here. You got to watch her. She's like the merch model for everybody. It's I'm seeing, what did I just run across the post on Facebook? I think it was from THC. That's right. It was from THC. And of course, right in the comments, boom, there's Angela with her THC shirt, always showing off the merch. Thank you, Angela. I haven't got any going yet. I'm working on it. I'm getting around to it. One of these days, I'm going to get around to it. Not a square one, but a round one. And once I find a round to it, I will have no excuses at all. Now, there's Jamie Pimentel Bay is with us here tonight. Who else? Jehovah's lovely daughter, Barbara. There's the Shaolin, Lev Kung Fu Shaolin. How are you tonight, Grasshopper? Twilight Nights, of course. Twilight Nights, I don't know how they do it. Before I can even get the message, the link pinned into the chat, Twilight Nights is there. Twilight Nights, are you my agent? Oh, did I catch you? Did I find him? David Young here, PSYOP within a PSYOP. Holy cow, we got really a lot of good people in here. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Lazarus, I see you. What happened? Did you just wake up? Lazarus. All right. Boy, we're on a roll tonight. In rare form. Not really, just in the same form, being rare. That's the way we do it. Let's see. I'll volunteer for a Red Bull over proper cameras. Yeah, that would be, you would do it. Okay, well, that brings me to something. Because I want to show you all this. This is pretty freaking crazy. And we're going to get to the topic of the show tonight. We're going to talk about the final experiment. I'm curious to know a little bit more about it. We're going to look at Patrick Duffy's latest video that he just put up like a couple hours ago. I've got questions. We've all got questions. He's going to be appearing on Jeranism on June the 5th. So go over to Jeranism's channel and the link, he should have it. I saw it listed already. So check that out, and that should be pretty good. But we'll get into that here in just a minute. But for those of you that are space enthusiasts, holy crap, this is, I don't know. Y'all can tell me what you think about it. Now, I didn't say to play. Did I? No, I did not. Little computers, they just start, you give them an inch, they start taking a mile. They just want to do shit without you telling them that they can do it. All right. See, you're way ahead of the game there, monitor. Jesus. All right, here we go. So this is actually, well, let me just let it play.
Remember this space balloon we discussed back in 2021? It's now ready to serve its first batch of clients. Powered by a space balloon, a massive hydrogen-filled balloon with a long history of use by NASA, Spaceship Neptune ascends at around 12 miles per hour, ensuring a smooth and gradual ascent. While the capsule doesn't quite breach outer space, it does ascend above 99% of Earth's atmosphere, reaching 100,000 feet, providing passengers with 2 hours to marvel at the Earth's curvature against the cosmic backdrop, complemented by cocktails and meals. Once it reaches its peak altitude, the capsule disconnects from the balloon and gently descends to the ocean, where a recovery ship awaits. Space Perspective has successfully conducted uncrewed test flights of Spaceship Neptune and partnered with luxury space travel company Space VIP to offer a $500,000 Michelin star fine dining experience aboard it. SpaceX's achievements in recent years have propelled space exploration into the limelight. Despite a hefty price tag of $125,000 per seat, Space Perspective has secured hundreds of bookings. While choosing to journey to the edge of space may seem like a trade-off, it seems to be gaining acceptance among a broader audience. Would you consider embarking on such a voyage when it's affordable?
No, there was a part on here I wanted to bring this back to. Let me see, where is it? Just before here. Okay. So how, if this goes and people are going, I said it, I've seen it. They had a $500,000 price tag, and they also had a $125,000 tag there. But either way, that's pretty much out of that. No, who's going to do that to just go up in a balloon ride and drop back down? Really, I mean, and I'm also worried about this curved glass. But look what the curved glass. Now we've got like this flat reflection on this thing. What's going on with that? You know, I mean, that's a heavy price tag, right? So how are they gonna? Would you go if somebody said, "Hey, I'll pay you. I'll give you the money, and you can go"? Would you go in that thing? And who would go? Let me go to put a poll in the chat. Okay. Where are we at here? Nope. There. Oh, wow. Hey, easy there, Captain. Let me kick that up. All right, so we're gonna do a poll here. We're gonna say, hey, to start with, let's see. All right, so we're going to start the thing. Would you go up in the space balloon? Now, remember, you don't have to, you're not having to pay, okay? You don't have to pay. And you also, and this is also now, you know, before you start bitching about, man, that's way expensive. There is a 5-star dining, which means you get really small portions of food that they tell you is gourmet, but it's the best, and some champagne and that cool lighting and the atmosphere and shit. Might be a hash bar up there. I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying there might be. If they got that, that's a game changer for me. But for the rest of you, you all decide for yourself. So let's see what we got going on. We got 70% so far saying they wouldn't go up in it. Chicken shits. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. You know, you can go to Epcot Center and a lot cheaper. So I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, you got to take that into consideration. You're getting that little tiny. Why do rich people always eat some things that are small and weird? They always eat, you know, oh, here, would you care for some hors d'oeuvres? What are they? Oh, they're hummingbird tongues. You know, you only had to harvest 8 million hummingbirds to get one cracker's worth. It's like they're always doing that shit. Oh, neon fish on a cracker. Delicious. Fucking weird shit all the time. There's Mojo Shop joined us. All right, that was just a real quick fun poll we wanted to do here real quick, and it looks like it's pretty well. A lot of people agree. We got 29% say they'd go up on the space balloon. I say you're fucking crazier than shit. I mean, I'm up in this thing at 100,000 feet altitude, knowing that the only thing that's keeping me from death is some cable hooked to a flimsy fucking balloon. I'm just like, no. I mean, you know, I'm worried about the roller coaster on the way up the first big hill, man. I'm like, I hope that motherfucker knew what he was doing putting this together, you know. Anyway, so we're gonna put up another poll, and I don't know, as most of you put a 1 in the chat if you know about what the final experiment is, and put a 2 in the chat if you don't, because we might have to explain to some people what exactly it is. I think most people in this community are pretty well in the know about this thing coming up with Pastor Patrick Duffy, and he was in cahoots with McToon, and they're going to do this thing. So, okay, so there are some people in here that are not familiar with it. So the final experiment was for, let me see, I'm over on his webpage. Let me see, let me just look real quick. Let me go to his thing. Because he just put one up, and I'm going to go over it, and it's how they're going to get there. And what it is basically the final experiment. This is, where is it? Where you revealed it? Okay, so what it is that they're gonna pay for people, flat earthers and globe trolls, melodome. Well, this is part of my big question. I'm like wondering where the scratch is coming from. because this is like $34,000 a person. And, you know, I'm interested to know what rules they're going to be. And I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be some stipulations that's going to put some shit on it. But in any case, you know, because they say, well, if you had a expense paid trip to go there, would you go? So the reason that they're going is they want to do an observation to see if there is a 24-hour sun during the summer of the Antarctic. Okay. So the way they got this set up, there's something like 200 days or 220 days. I forget how long. I saw a countdown until it actually is supposed to take place. These people are going to all go, flat earthers and globers, to Antarctica, camp out in a tent. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got a real thing about that. So I got questions. My biggest one is, who the fuck is funding that? Who's going to come up with $340,000 to pack, what, 10 people is it going to be? I forget how many. How many is it supposed to be? Are they offering it out to? Anyway, either way, it's still a lot of money. And I'm wondering how a preacher who has barely any kind of congregation and sells insurance is actually going to be able to fund this expedition. So who's putting up the money? That's what I'm curious about. So it looks like, yeah, I guess Craig is going so far. And, yeah, there are three Globetards. MC Toon is going to go. Craig from Fight the Fat Ass is going. Now and Wolfie. Wolfie's going. That takes it up to three Globies. No flatteries have done it yet. McKeegan said he's going to go, so there's 5. And they've got Creaky. So Creaky, Dave McKeegan, Wolfie, McToon, and Fight the Flat Earth. So there's 5 Globies. Now they're trying to get 5 flat earthers. And so there's something from a modest request from Jeranism. So I'm going to take a look at that real quick, and then we'll take a look at his latest video. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to, we'll see. I'd have questions too. See, this is suspicious too, that these particular Globies all went ahead and jumped up and said, yeah. Okay. Some of the most vile of the globe trolls that there are. So that right there is suspicious to me. Without any questions. Now, Jaron, he apparently does have questions, and I certainly do not blame him. So we're going to take a look real quick at the request from Jaron. Okay. Now, keep in mind, the claim is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Okay. Daylight does not count as sun. The sun has to remain visible for 24 hours. That's where that sticks at. So I'm going to bring this up. Oh, we got more and more people coming in here. Holy crap. Who am I missing here for now? Keelan Prudhome's come into the house. In the house. All right. And in case for those of you that don't know, this is Patrick McDuffie. This is isn't that his name? Or am I getting that mixed up with that actor? Pastor McDuffie or whatever. Okay. No, it's Patrick Duffy. Fuck, I don't know. I'm high. Whatever. Who else? So yeah, Keelan. Let me see. I'm just gonna give a little shout out. There's Greg Braden. Hope you're doing good today, buddy. Hope you're doing good. RPB 68 I called out. Let's see. Anybody else here for now? 561 Lifestyle, Horse Sheet, and Mr. Cheswick. See, Kanye West. Oh my God, I got a lot of people. Daniel Watkins, 4 Jacks. All right. So let's see here. There we go. Oh, listen, there's no sound. Why the fuck is that? Just a moment. I know why. Hang on, let me stop sharing it for a second. All right, there we go. Oh, maybe it's because he wasn't fucking saying anything yet. I hate that when there's dead air. All right, here we go. Hopefully this works.
Hey, everybody's been asking us about Jaron. Jaron Campanella runs the popular YouTube channel Jaronism, and he has made a request of me and the final experiment. Now, please refrain from giving him a hard time for making an ask. This ask is not that big of a deal. It's completely reasonable and understandable. So here's what it is. Jaron has asked me to make a public video stating that I will cover all of his expenses for our trip to Antarctica this December. There's going to be additional expenses like flying to South America and food and lodging in South America before the flight to Antarctica. Jaron thinks that these added expenses could get all the way up to $45,000. I don't think they'll go that high, but yes, if they do go that high, Jaron, I will cover all of your expenses. I believe you're in California, and so you probably don't have any winter clothing. That will be required as well. So all expenses will be covered, even if it goes all the way up to $45,000. And so I know everybody is excited at the potential of you going to Antarctica. You asked me to make this video public, and so here I am doing this. And so now the ball's in your court. We all anxiously await your reply.
Money's no object. Who's bankrolling this? It ain't him. It ain't him. So who's bankrolling this? Where's this money just magically coming from? That's what I'd like to know. That's just 45 grand. Even if it is 45 grand for you, Jaron, that's fine. In addition to the other, right? You got a printing press? What's up? Just curious. I mean, these are good questions. Cui bono, right? Always. Who benefits? So, I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me see what I got going on. Will Duffy Winter shopping for Jaron? Yeah. It looks that way. This is so sketchy. I know, right? But still, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt on this, because this is the whole reason right there. There's money is no object. Money is no object. Okay. All right. I ain't getting no cheap ass fucking North Face shit, man. I want that fucking high dollar shit, bro. I want that shit that they, you know, Edmund Hillary brand or whatever the fuck it is these people wear. That's what I'm after, right? As he says, who cares who's paying for it? Nobody should go anywhere near these doofuses. I agree, Adam. I agree, bro. I mean, that's what I said it this way. I was like, I don't know, man. Going down to Antarctica with old Creepy Pete and the crew, I don't think that's a good idea. But yeah, it does sound like a setup. Man, I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that. I mean, you know, I've heard a couple other people say that, but I'm seeing a lot of people saying that shit. You know, that's, you know, and do we wonder why do we not trust these people? Why is it? Okay. And the fact that this character, who's supposed to be a pastor, shows that he lacks discernment. He lacks that discernment that the Bible talks about. Because these fuckers have been caught deceiving and being liars on every time they get called out on a daily basis. You get called out on a daily basis. And what's funny is most of it just fucking done with them anyway. We're just like, nobody cares. So let's see. So this latest one, and so then he put one out the other day. It was really kind of stupid. It was real cringy. It was called "What If No Flat Earther Will Go to Antarctica." Let me put the link to the channel in the description down here, or in the chat. So, motherfucker, my camera just went out, didn't it? Hang on. I'll be back. Just in case you can't see me. Let me. All right, hold on a second. I'll be right back, folks. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know what happened there. My camera just blooped out. I don't know what the fuck happened. I just jumped out of the studio and back in, and here we are. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Well, it was what I did was I went into a singularity, and that's where refracted gravalax comes together with the quasar particles of a neutron Bohriffen, and it's real technical. And it's part of an experiment that something Wong is doing back there, and because that's what we do up here is like science and somersaults and put on gorilla suits and chase each other around and shit. There's not a whole lot else to do. You got to be careful though, because there's a lot of shit exposed in these walls around me, man. This place is terrible. I sneezed the other day, damn near electrocuted myself. I don't know. Yeah, something. He is a little bit of a creep. My mass attracted the camera. Yeah. So did that link go through before I glitched? That's all I did was yeah, I did. Cool. All right. Wunderbar. All right. So now, but anyway, that was real cringe and basic. It said, what if no flat earther will go to Antarctica? And it was like he had like Darlocks from Doctor Who, we're gonna be attacking and that kind of shit, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, he put one out like 2 hours ago or so called How Are We Getting to Antarctica? So I thought that'd be interesting. I'd not seen it yet. Did I put that poll? Holy shit. All right, so that poll's over. We're going to end that poll on the one. 71% of you said that they would not go up in the space balloon. That means at least 3/4 of my audience has got sense. No, God bless you if you've got the guts to do some shit like that. But this one, I'm gonna put this on here. I'm gonna let's see. Will the final experiment actually happen? Okay. There we go. That should be a really interesting poll. And what will happen if they get Craig down there and it's really, really cold and he's got his finger jammed way up his fucking nose and it gets froze stuck there? Jaron, if you go, I want a photograph of that. I'm serious. See. Oh, we're doing just good, Cryptrick. Good to have you here. Click the link if you want to come up, my man. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm looking. He reached out to me about coming on to his show again, and or he has a separate show and was going to have me on it. So, yeah, man, just waiting on an email. I'm game for it anytime. The wife is going to Florida with my kids and my grandson Saturday, so I'm gonna be here all by my lonesome. Well, not really. I got all my dogs with me. That's cool. I like that. Got 102 people watching. That's pretty cool, man. Y'all don't forget to hit that like, share the show, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell button. I want to thank those of you that have supported the show financially in the past. There's quite a number of you. Some are here, some are not. Saddle Bum, shout out to that guy. Good guy as well. So I don't know if he's in a wheelchair or not. I was going to ask him if I asked in chat if he would show us his stump, but I don't know if he's had that yet. Which I don't know. Maybe he could just have like skis put on him or take and duct tape some You know them saucers, like kids just sit him in that and drag him around or something. I don't know. It's not nice. Can't make fun. You know. But if he wasn't such a vile fucking creep, I might kind of feel bad about that. Okay, cool, cool, Rick. Cool. Hoping Flatzoid jumps up here tonight too, because I was watching Professor Parks, PhD, and he was going over that recent video of that geophysicist with a PhD. I think the guy's from Brazil or Argentina, someplace in South America, I believe. And it was crazy because I actually went in. I couldn't believe he had actually said this. Now, I believe I could have a pretty good conversation with him because he's not a dick. He doesn't seem to come off like a dick, right? So I said, you know, I put in his chat, I said, you can't have a volume of gas. They were talking about stars and this, that, and the other. I said, well, you can't have a volume of gas without containment. So how do you get that in the first place? And he said, well, if it's frozen. And my wife, before I could even think, you know, because I was going to say, you have to have a volume of it to freeze, right? And my wife is like right Johnny on the spot. She wasn't even paying attention. She's playing on her phone. And she goes, frozen, it's a solid. It's no longer a gas, you idiot. He's a physicist like that. And I was like, yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, he asked me, he said, because he knows that I know Flatzoid, he said, tell Flatzoid I'd like to have a discussion with him. So I emailed Flatzoid a little while ago, and if he pops up here tonight, I'll tell him about it as well. And I gave him the email address, and that would be a good one. I also invited him to come on here tonight, but he's got some meeting about a satellite that him and some guys are going to put up into space or some shit, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, we're probably really getting together and playing Dungeons and Dragons or some shit, you know, some nerd stuff. Anyway. Oh my God. Well, we got Luch in here tonight. Luch, all you got to do is prove your blind globe faith to see the 24-hour sun above the horizon in the south. Oh. There we go. So let's see here. We're at the final experiment. How are we going to get there? And once again, this is our guy. Yeah, Will Duffy. That's right, Will. You know, kept saying Patrick Duffy. That's an actor. Never mind. And this is a guy, I'd never heard of this guy anywhere or anything. And then he just kind of like poof up out of nowhere. I don't know. Maybe y'all had heard of him before or something, but I hadn't. Anyway, let me bring this up. It's only, it's 8 minutes long, but we can stop it as we're going. Anyway.
Okay, we've been getting a question a lot, mostly from the flat earth side, which is how are we going to get to Antarctica? And the answer is we're going to get there through a company called Antarctic Logistics and Expeditions. They go by ALE for short. They're actually based out of Salt Lake City, Utah. But real quick, before we go into their
Mormons. Okay. So Salt Lake City, Utah. It's going to be Mormons.
Company and the different trips that they offer people that want to visit Antarctica. We're also getting a lot of comments and emails that are stating some things that are just plain false. For example, we've heard from flat earthers that no Antarctica trips go much past the 60th south parallel, which is just completely not true. And we've heard that, Antarctica's closed and you can't visit there, which is also not true. So hopefully people can stop saying that now that you're going to see what you're about to see. And this is just one company that takes tourists to Antarctica. There are many others. There's at least a dozen that I found. So anyway, let's go over this company, Antarctic Logistics and Expeditions. I've got some notes here, so because there's a lot going on. So first of all, they have 3 camps.
Just real quick, Greg was looking for, if anybody's looking for the link to join, what you have to do is you vote in the poll or either, and then dismiss it or just dismiss the poll. And then you'll be able to see the pinned comment. I'll also put it one more in here in the chat as well. Again, just in this right here. So that should work out pretty good. All right, there we go.
Their first camp is kind of their main camp, which is Union Glacier. Union Glacier is located at 79 degrees, 46 minutes south. So right there on the edge of 80 degrees south. That is the camp where the final experiment will take place this December. They also have another camp called Three Glaciers Retreat. This one's at 79 degrees, 35 minutes south. This is really for private groups. They open it from November 26th through January 14th every year, and it can hold up to 16 guests. So if people are looking to just make a custom bespoke trip to Antarctica, that's what the Three Glaciers Retreat camp is for.
Okay, so that one has like permanent structure or temporary structures there. That first one, is that just tents? Okay, that one looks like tents. Okay, so they got one where you're in tents. What's going on, Greg?
Hey guys.
So they got one that, well, okay, so the first one they're in tents.
Mute you.
And then, whoops.
I need to just follow up with everyone because I really appreciate. I came on your show and I shit myself, but I was just venting and it was very real. So I thank you, and I thank you for the people who listen to me, and I especially appreciate Barbara.
Yeah, man, she's an angel, man.
I spent 4 hours talking to her, and literally yesterday I had to sleep on it and take a break and process it and move forward. She's amazing. You have amazing people on your show, Dave.
Yeah,
there's people who they actually care.
Yeah,
I'm not just saying I was said about her, but there's other people who like reach out and they really care. So I appreciate that so much.
Right on, man.
Yeah. So I love you. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fucking fight for my kids. Good.
Would you vote in this poll?
I think this is a setup.
Yeah. Do you think it'll happen?
No. They're promising the world, and they're saying, "Hey, you stupid FEers, you guys are going to watch. You're going to watch a 24-hour sun, and we're going to be proved right." As if they could promise that. Right. And maybe that's the balls that they have, but they're promising so much.
Well,
it doesn't seem right. They should be like, maybe something's going to happen, and maybe the sun will be obscured for 2/3 of the day or whatever.
Why is this necessary? I thought it had already been proven.
I don't know why. That's the thing.
That's what's so weird. Listen, we've talked to people that were stationed in Antarctica and have testified that there is not 24-hour sun. Yeah, you do have daylight for close to that at one peak time of the year, but it's not that you're not seeing the sun. You don't like you do in the north, right? Yeah. So they busted every time lapse. If it was, why did they have to fake those in the first place? The guy ended up having to concede that it was faked and looped. So why would this be necessary if it's already such a concrete thing? Is this them admitting that there's been no proof of it?
I think it's retarded for them to say that this is the nail in the coffin or the final experiment, as they've been promoting it. Why not in the north? Start there because it's easier if that's the truth.
We know that the north has a 24-hour sun.
Yep. Okay, so let's start there. Yeah, but how many FEers can go there? It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's not a talked a lot about topic. Is like the legal restrictions for the north. But usually people kind of gloss over it and say it's similar to the 60th parallel line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be better for them to start there. Say, hey, you stupid flat earthers, here's the stuff proven in the north. Let's go to the south and prove you wrong too.
Yeah.
But they're starting in the south.
But that's because the things in the north aren't contested. We don't contest the observations in the north.
Yeah.
We contest that there have been observations as claimed in the south.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing is, in this whole time, and many can attest to this, that this has been used as an argument that there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, right?
Mm-hmm.
But where's the beef? Where's the beef? right?
Yeah.
All you have is a couple videos, and they've been proven fake. They've been shown to be edited and cut, spliced. So what in the world is going on? So you got to go there yourself and do what? Try to fake it yourself?
Yes. Okay. So here's another thing. This new guy stepping out of nowhere, Pastor Will, and like him just coming out of nowhere and being like, "Hey, let's do this," and everyone's like, "Who are you? Where have you been?"
Right. Well, he came out with this thing, and it was a mystery, or as to who was behind it and everything else like that. And come to find out, who was behind it was freaking
McToon.
McToon.
Yep, Mr. McToon.
And McToon was asked if he knew who was behind it, and he just looked all innocent at the camera, like, "No, I don't know. Nope." I mean, lying comes easy to that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So that right there already, that threw up red flags all over the place.
Yeah. When he said in that interview,
Well,
he's like, "Who's your valid
is,
source?" And he said, "MC
hold on.
Toon." It was
the
like,
real question
what?
is,
This is
what
ridiculous.
will it cost you to go see a 24-hour sun above the horizon?
What do you mean? What would it
Would it
cost you?
cost
They're
you?
going to pay for it. They're going to pay for it.
Yeah, no, they will pay for a booze cruise. That only costs $10,000 to go on a booze cruise to Antarctica.
Yeah.
You're not going to get down to the jelly of the matter.
Oh, did how long ago did you tune in?
I've been tuned in the whole time. I just
Oh,
joined
well,
in.
yeah, he said that.
And
Well, when Jaron
no,
said that, he said,
no.
"No, that's not a problem."
No, it's not a problem to take a cruise to Antarctica, to take
Yeah.
a booze cruise. But if you want to go see a 24-hour, it's like, yeah, go take pay 10,000, 25,000 to go take go to Disney World.
This preacher guy is this preacher guy is acting
Well,
like
what
he's
is he
gonna
going to
let
do with him going to Antarctica? Because he's not going to be in a position for him to actually observe a 24-hour sun. So there's no point. He has a no point
Well,
at
wait,
all.
why?
He can't prove anything.
Here's the thing. If you can see a 24-hour sun in Alaska, we don't have any restrictions on Alaska. You're in a perfect place to be able to see it. You're at the corresponding parallel to be able to see a 24-hour sun there.
Yeah, we do have that on document. You can
see
that.
That's the thing. That's the thing is in
you taking a cruise is not going to
No.
fulfill the same.
They would go inland. That's
They're going
the point,
inland.
right? And they would go in further
they're
than
gonna
what they
take an
took people
expedition
to go see the stupid penguins and be like, "Here, we're at the South Pole." No, I want to verify that I'm actually at the freaking pole instead of this tourist spot that they say it's the pole.
Well, you'll know you're at the pole if you can see a 24-hour sun. That's the whole point. Otherwise, there's no point in doing any of this pretend bullshit.
Wait a second.
Because it's all about.
Do you think that there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica?
Well, I want to see one. If there is one, I think it would be documented.
So
but there isn't even a single one.
Why wouldn't you be able to see it from the same latitude south as you would see in the north when they have the 24-hour sun? Now, see, that's the thing.
It should look exactly the same as it is in the north.
It should. It won't. I guarantee
you. And so a little booze cruise, like having this, like it's like they're fulfilled because they want to pretend. It's because these Pentecostals want to pretend like the glob is real. It's this really weird thing.
This whole company's coming out of Salt Lake City tells me right off the bat, it's Mormons.
Yeah, there's not going to be much booze on that cruise.
No, I had Mormons or ones because they come door to door, right? So I had them in. And they were, I was like, can you show me like in the book? Cause I was like asking specific, I want you to prove that the globe is real. And it's like, it says right here, you're spinning on a globe, and gives like, the secular cosmology. Cause that was the updated book. So 100% they're
not prepared for that kind of answers.
No.
It's either our Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, those are probably Jehovah's Witnesses. Do Mormons go door to door?
They do. The difference is they always dress alike. The Mormons, they do. The Mormons always dress alike. They're usually young men. And they
Short
usually
sleeve, white
short sleeve, white shirt with a tie. They look
I-
like they stepped right
Yeah,
out of
that's what I feel like.
1965.
These
Dave,
sort of
in high
like.
school, I lived in the burbs,
Do
and I
you want
wanted
to
to
go
be
prove that the Earth
a
is
Mormon
flat
for
by
Halloween, and my
going
friends
to
told me
like?
to not do it because
Hold
it
on,
would
I can't hear both of you at the same time.
Yeah, look, I was saying it's like it's pretty simple. Do you want to prove that the Earth is flat by taking an expedition to Antarctica, or can't you just see objective reality? Just open your front door. Just open your front door. That's
Yeah.
all it takes for me.
Yeah, same
But
here.
here's these charlatans, these foolers, and they're just deceiving very stupid people. You know?
Yeah. Now, see, this is what got me. There's ones with a tent. This right here looks like it might be a little bit better setup. What they got showing on here, they look like little Quonset huts, kind of like those old. We had army barracks like that at Fort Gordon when I was stationed there, and that would be probably more tolerable than those tents. I'm not a fan of the cold at all. Anything below 65 degrees, that's fuck that. And that's I don't like it. It just cold pisses me off. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm saying there's something really weird about this. And the fact that you're having to do this when you supposedly say it's already been proven.
Yeah, it's
What?
ridiculous.
Don't make any sense.
Yeah, into the break. So like in 2015, that's when when people started when flat Earth started going viral. That's when people started noticing that these Antarctica videos, they're looped, they're obviously photoshopped. When you contact the people who made them, they're like, well, we don't have the bandwidth to like do the whole thing. Sorry, like these ridiculous excuses. Now this guy, and like Sovereign Soul said, it's contradictory because this guy simultaneously thinks those obviously fake videos are real, but then he wants to say, oh, but we're gonna do a special expedition with the flat earthers, and like we all know the globe is bullshit, so it's like saying he's gonna go to Hogwarts. So it's probably, and this guy's like a sneaky bastard. Like from the beginning, he's pretending to not know McToon, one of the most dishonest people in this kind of public conversation. So this is just, a lot of red flags, just goofy shit, so that they can be like, well, we tried to go to Antarctica, but you guys said no. I mean, if this stuff was real, it would
Listen,
just be legal to go.
Here's the thing, it gets
Hey,
me.
he can go. He can go to Antarctica on his booze cruise, and he can
Even
go
if
and
it
not
was,
see
even if
the
it
24-hour
was,
sun.
hold on. Even if it was a booze cruise, that's a shitload of money to be shelling out for what they're going for. I mean, really, it is. I mean, it would be much cheaper to track down and interview people that were stationed in Antarctica than it costs to do this. Okay, so even if it was just the booze cruise, and even if it was only $10,000, which is still a lot of money per person, that's still, with 10 people, that's $100,000 fucking dollars, man. That's not chump change. So where's this money coming from, right? This to me sounds like, come on, kid, get in the van. There's free puppies and candy inside.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's like, no, nobody's throwing that kind of scratch down for something like this. I mean, that's just fishy as all shit right there. I mean, that's a big red flag.
That's is like, oh, here's a cause that doesn't even exist. $100,000 says it does exist in their mind, and the 100,000 people that paid $1, it meant something in their mind, but nothing in objective reality.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot. Let's go on with this a little bit further here.
Yeah.
It's 4. And then
You remember Coney? You remember that Coney scam, like way back, like in the 90s? That's all this is. It's just a Coney scam.
Well, we'll see. It's got like 200 some odd days before it's supposed to come to fruition. So let's just see how it pans out. This has only been revealed really like about a week or two ago. They had it like a big suspenseful thing. Who's the man behind the mysterious final experiment? Blah, 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 blah. And then you find out it's that greasy fuck McToon, and it's like, ah, shit. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
right
I
off
don't want
the
to. I
bat,
don't want to go
everybody's
on a
red.
booze cruise with McToon. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
everybody's red flag.
either I'm off the side of it and nobody hears from it, or
I'm sure everybody's red flag went off when they found out who it was.
Yeah.
I know mine did. Anyway, so now now we got this one, South Pole Camp. So he's got this is what, the third or fourth one?
So it has a South Pole camp. Obviously, that's located at 90 degrees south. And ALE is actually the only private operator with a seasonal camp at the South Pole. Now, let's go over their different trips that they offer every single year for anybody that just wants to visit Antarctica.
then they
We're gonna
should
start with
already have the
Antarctic
video we
Odyssey.
need.
What?
Why are you? Why it's like it's an already established camp, so somebody should already have the video that we all need.
Yeah, exactly. People know it's bullshit. That's why, hypothetically, if Jaren was like, "Okay, I'll do it," from the beginning, they would cancel because there's no such thing as an upside down continent made of ice in space. What the hell?
Well, I know it's
So it's
It
just
don't
him
make
being
any sense.
sneaky. He's just a sneaky guy.
well. So let's
They're
hear.
just trying
Here
to
we go.
get. They're just grifting money from people. It's like, oh yeah, like let's go we should go explore Antarctica.
That's what I'm
And
wondering.
it's
Who
like,
is
no, please don't just spread shit over in places where you don't even know where your shit's being spread at.
Okay, so yeah, so that's this. I think he's starting to get into the meat of it, and we'll find out: is it a booze cruise or what is it? So we'll be able to get this straight down.
Trip. This one's 5 days, and this is the one that the final experiment is going to be joining. It's from December 14th through the 18th, and it's at the Union Glacier Camp. They also have a ski Antarctica trip. This is a 13.
Okay, so now which one was the Union Glacier Camp? Was that the first one? Let me go back. We're at 233. So let me go back to these camps.
Yeah, that was the first camp, and then this one would be,
Yeah,
you
okay,
said, was
so
at
this
the
is-
90-degree parallel.
Okay, and
Whatever
so
that's
this is
supposed
going to
to
be,
mean.
yeah, this is going to be with these tents that they got. Okay, it's not going to be these permanent structure things. Okay, that's where I was wondering. That's a big one for not that I'm going or anything, but I'm wanting to go. I'm thinking to myself, what what conditions am I going to be in? Now, what are the restrictions going to be? Because we know that in order to go to this place, there are restrictions that need to be, there are certain guidelines that may be needed to be adhered to, right? Like you're not allowed to piss out there. So you're going to have to, piss in a jar or something? You're not allowed to take a dump there unless you can hold a shit for 5 days. You're going to have to shit in a bag or something and then carry that up out of there with you, right? So that, what other restrictions are they going to have? So I don't know. Let's see if he mentions any of it.
Yeah, hopefully hopefully their sacrifice will all be worth it because they'll be capturing the video of the 24-hour sun above the horizon. It's pretty simple. In the south, 24-hour sun, never touching the horizon. Never even kissing the horizon.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
that's
there
the
should
only
be
thing
tons
that
of
they should be
videos.
focused on. That's the
Right.
only thing.
That's
If they already have the camp established, why do they need to go establish a camp that's already established where this video should already exist coming from?
right. They'll probably have some rule the video footage is not allowed or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, and you can't. Oh, we couldn't bring the cameras.
Yeah, because the EMF from
We
the
had to
camera.
We had to carry our pee pee and poo poo, so we couldn't carry the cameras.
Yeah, you can't have a camera, but you can carry a bag of shit around with you. That's
Sounds like some ISS. It's like, yeah, we were living off of it.
I'd
Pee pee and poo poo that we were carrying.
I'd do a fucking Amber Heard in Toon's sleeping bag. That's what I'd do.
Well, that's probably why they like that,
my
and they're so
God.
infatuated because that's exactly what they have to sustain themselves. I mean, their entire thing in communism, you're very close. You have to be very personal.
Right. Well, let's see.
How better to know somebody than the astronauts going up and then drinking the recycled urine of the
Yeah,
Russians who are
right.
drinking vodka on
They
the
ain't doing that.
ISS.
They ain't fucking doing that.
They had the best purifiers and and waste
Yeah.
water management up there.
Yeah. They ain't doing that. There ain't no fucking way.
I mean, when have they gone and cleaned? There probably is some video of them cleaning the water filtration that they have.
I don't know. See if you can find it. See if you can find a video of them cleaning that.
Maybe it's just gelatinous because it's like literal, like.
I don't know. This is really going into a place I don't want to go to, though. It really is.
The waters, it's like you're
nasty.
98% water.
We get it.
You're 98% water.
Right.
So.
All right. So let's watch this.
Ski Antarctica trip. This is a 13-day trip from January 4th through the 16th, and you get to ski the heritage range of the Ellsworth Mountains. So if you're into skiing, that's a cool trip. They also have a skydive Antarctica trip. This is a 7-day trip from January 4th to January 10th. And if you're into skydiving, for this, you get 2 jumps over Union Glacier. They also have a climb Antarctica trip, which is a 13-day experience from January 4th through January 16th. You get to climb multiple mountains in the heritage range of the Ellsworth Mountains. So if you're into mountain climbing, that might be a fun experience for you. They also have a climb Mount Vinson trip. This one is 12 days, and they offer this a handful of times.
Jesus Christ, was this guy like a tourist bureau for these trip company? Just get to the meat, brother.
They offer it on November 26th, December 7th, December 18th, December 30th, and January 10th. What makes Mount Vinson so special is it's the highest peak in Antarctica. So there's people out there that like to tackle large mountains or maybe even the highest peaks in certain places in the earth. And so that's the highest peak in Antarctica. That's a trip that they offer. They also have a climb Mount Sidley experience, which is another 12-day experience in Antarctica. This one's from January 10th through the 21st. And Mount Sidley is actually Antarctica's highest volcano. So that's a very unique experience that they offer. They have penguin trips.
Can you pause it here? Can you pause it here for
this
a second?
Motherfucker must work for this company. We're going to look at their webpage. We're going to get down to some meat here on that too.
That would be a really cool thing, because this is I want to see and it really wouldn't work with this Antarctica, but it's like with elevation, the change in the angle. And so it's like, the highest peak, does that change? How much more flat plane do you see versus some sort of curvature with the elevation? So I'm always intrigued when they're like, the highest elevation on the flat plane, measured from the flat plane. So he admitted in Antarctica there is a voyage you can go on, and then you can go and still here in Antarctica in the south we measure from flat still. So he's admitting flat earth right there. So it's just a whole it's a booze cruise. What are you going to go and prove? The glob is real? It's just very confusing, because he seems like a glober, but he's promoting for flat earth, and it's just we wouldn't even think these absurd things, because as a flat earther, I walk outside and I prove the earth is flat.
Right.
And he's like, you got to take a booze cruise over here. It's just absurd from the start, and it just goes on, and it tries to paint flat earthers in a certain way, and I find it revolting and disgusting. And he's a worshiper of Satan. He is an evil person, and I rebuke him.
Yeah, if I had to speculate, I think we know Micktoon's been sneakily behind it for a while. I think it's just so that they can act like, well, we tried to go to Antarctica, but you guys said no. It's a big joke.
Right. Well, who was it else I saw somebody saying something about Well, because these people were Christians and shit, and it's like, well, so because they're Christians, they don't lie. Really? Are you for good God? You know. Anyway, let's try to get through this.
Well,
And
it's like if here show us gas pressure without containment, and then there's like here's a little bit of a container, and
yeah.
and then this is just the same thing. It's like, oh, we said give us a 24-hour sun never kissing or touching the horizon in the south, and that's yet to be done in all of human history. And they're like, here, we can take a booze cruise to Antarctica for $10,000. Like, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
If it was
Cool,
real,
go take a booze cruise.
if
That
it was
doesn't
real
prove your premise.
around the time of the early internet, there would have been a lot of 24-hour videos in Antarctica. It's not like we've supposedly sent machines to Pluto and taken photos of Pluto and stuff, but Antarctica is just so sketchy, and a lot of people get into this stuff and then they stick to their globe belief, but they're like, something's going on with Antarctica, because anyone who looks into this stuff can tell Antarctica is this bullshit going on with it. It's
Right.
ridiculous.
Let's get this video over. I mean, it's only 8-minute video. We've been taking 20 fucking minutes to go into it.
Well, it's good
Emperor
we nailed down
penguins,
the
that's a
premise of how hilarious of his concept is.
Oh yeah.
It's like, is he even real? It might be AI. This seems just like artificial intelligence at this point.
Yeah, he debated, I think he debated Austin or something about biblical cosmology. He said the firmament, that's referring to the crust of the earth. He's a weird guy, because he comes across as smart and conniving, and like he does, I don't know.
His god is GPT-4.
May very well be. May very well be. But look, Satan is the ultimate deceiver, the most beguiling of all, right? The master of deceit. And what better way to deceive people than to masquerade as a religion of your nemesis? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fuck, if I can think of that, Satan's thought of it. Come on. People need to wake the fuck up. That's why I prefer to be a deist. I'm a deist.
Well, obviously you wake up and then, your reality is presented to you. To think that it's something different. So that was first case. So yeah, there can be a lot of deceit that comes after, recognizing a basic, simple truth.
You took the word of man as the truth over the truth, because the truth is right in front of your eyes. But you took the word of men, and men are liars. So there's that simple. All right, we're going to hit play here. So everybody be quiet now.
9-day trip. They offer that 3 times, November 10th, November 18th, and November 26th. And then they have this experience called Emperors and Explorers. That's a 9-day trip from December 4th through the 13th, where you get to go see the Emperor Penguin Colony. And then afterward, you actually get to fly from the Penguin Colony to the South Pole. And then they have all of their South Pole experiences. So South Pole flights, that's 6 days from December 30th through January 4th. They've got a South Pole overnight, which is a 7-day trip from January 10th through the 17th. They've got a South Pole overnight at 3 Glaciers Retreat. That's a 7-day. And so that's an add-on. If you have a custom trip planned at 3 Glaciers Retreat, you can then fly from there to the South Pole. That's January 4th through the 10th. Then they have this one, again, for people who like skiing. It's called Ski Last Degree. This is a 12.
I don't understand why he's going over all these trips that they're not taking. The whole title of this is how we're going to get there. How are we getting to Antarctica? Right?
Yeah, he's trying to establish that
well,
there's
that's why I was
of
bringing up
ways.
Why do they even want to go? Like, that's
right. But why is he? Why is he? Well, beyond that, who gives a fuck about these others? Are you a spokesman for ALE? What does that stand for? Does anybody remember? I'll have to go back so we can look them up.
The Penguin League Associates.
No, it's ALE. Those aren't even the right letters. Come on, man. You're
The
not-
penguins that are put into predicaments that aren't
So
predictably predictable.
right. So yeah, I mean, this guy's like like a spokesman for this company. Let me just zoom ahead. I don't care about these.
Yeah, this is some clown shit, dude.
All right, so back here, wait. Is that Antarctic logistics and does that say expeditions? All right, Antarctic logistics and expeditions. So let me put that in. And there it is. Hang on. We'll bring this up here in just a second. Doom, doom, doom. There's the website. That's what we want. Now, he said they're going to. Let me just zoom that up big. Oh, I didn't want to do that. God damn it. All right, hang on. This is what I got to do. Let me go back over. I'm confusing the shit out of myself, man. Let me go like this. Let me put.
So they've given up on flying over Antarctica. Like they know that can't happen.
No.
So they've just fully given up on it. Like, come take a booze cruise with us.
Well, there is no they. I mean, like, we all just like collectively agreed
Well,
to the
who this
Antarctic
video
Treaty
is.
back in the day. This
No,
guy's
there
some
isn't.
random
The
preacher
Antarctic
guy.
Treaty is nothing. It's really when you get there, it's up to you after that. And that's why
Like, there's a
it's
lot.
funny.
There's a
What do you
lot
mean
to this
with the treaty?
topic of flat Earth, like science and history and all this stuff. Like, I don't know the logistics of, as an American citizen, what happens if you get on a boat and just go. But I'm assuming that when you like,
Oh, the politics of it. Yeah, no.
not
No,
the
yeah,
Well,
no,
politics
it's
of it.
you won't get
just
there. You won't get there.
you take the booze cruise way, you get there and you
No,
arrive
I'm not
there
talking about the
and
booze cruise.
then you prescribe after that.
Okay, like,
Pretty
it's
very
my
simple stuff.
understanding
That's what
is
he's
that
giving
it's
you. Here's the tour
illegal.
route
It's
I
my
agree. I
understanding.
agree.
for
Can we
you to
all
go.
agree? Can
It
we all
doesn't
agree?
matter.
Hold up. Can we all agree to not use the words booze cruise anymore? I mean, it's been said like 1,000 times
Okay,
so far. It's like
but can
old
we
now.
agree or not that we can get there?
It's my understanding
Do
that if you go as an American citizen in your own boat past the 60th parallel line, some
You'll be
authority
arrested.
will stop you. I
Yep.
don't know all the specifics of
yeah,
who, what, like, who are these people. That's the thing. Like, I'm mostly interested
UN.
in stuff like we can see too far and the lights in the
So
sky.
the
I don't
point
know all the
is,
Whoa! That's different than what we're talking about.
I know. I'm
No,
sorry. I
we're
just a
talking
random
about
detail about myself.
Antarctica.
Okay,
You're
but anyway.
saying there's an
Oh God.
Antarctica treaty, and I say, yeah, you'll get stopped. You'll have to go through immigrations because they can't just they don't know what you're doing, right?
don't
What is
matter.
And
they?
so the land
You don't
the
turn
seas
back.
are police.
All right. No, here's the thing. It is real. I've seen people on video and shit get arrested for going. Okay. And there's people been served a year or more in jail for it, plus an ungodly
Yeah,
fine, an ungodly fine. Okay. So, yes, you can take cruises and you can go with this company I'm showing right now. Okay. But you're not going to freely and independently do what you want to in Antarctica. That's all there is to
what
it.
you want to do as a globe earther or as a flat earther, right? False dichotomy. You would want to go film a 24-hour sun that doesn't
That's what
touch
they're
the
trying to do.
horizon.
That's what they're
And
trying to do.
that's all that should have already been done.
Right. It
If they're
should have already
trying to,
been
how
done.
are you? It should have already been done. If there's the camp established, like, see, that's why they're advertising. Come here to this place where this thing won't happen.
Right. Well,
Can't happen.
we're going to find out
It's
that it's not going to be within the realm of
you
the
have to go too far
Jesus. Listen,
inland
listen,
to
listen,
the
into the break. You
and
got to stop interrupting everybody. You really do. You've been really bad with that tonight. Can you, I didn't want to say anything, but you've
no,
been
I
really
wasn't.
bad. Yes.
Okay, no, I'm just agreeing. You're playing the video, and I think it's pretty important that these points are put across.
That's
But
right. That's why we pause the video to make the points, but we only don't have to keep making the same point over and over and over and over. We made that like
that is a fraud. Yes.
right. So what we're looking at, what's the whole, we know we've already covered the point that if it would have already been done, right? What I'm curious about is I'm looking at what's behind the whole motivation of this thing, right? And what I'm looking for here is the cost, and primarily what kind of restrictions are you under once you are in the camp, right? Like, what's stopping somebody? Like, I'm sure everybody's had the thought, yeah, man, I'd go there, and then when nobody was looking, I'd take off and shit, and I'd go explore myself. Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure that they've thought of that as well. So what kind of precautions have they put into place? And that's what I'm curious to see, if we can find some of their rules of what they've got. So this guy said
They wouldn't need any. The place is so hostile. There
They
would
meaning
be
the
no need
preacher
of them.
guy, this ALE guy, the
no,
ALE.
the
In
company.
the environment that they go to, like it's like you will just be bound within the bubble that they created for you. Like if you want to go
Yeah,
hike
most likely.
in
Yeah.
some direction, there's no way. Absolutely no way. You're gonna barely even be wanting to be on the outside.
Yeah, that's what people usually say with these like cruises that you can go on. That's highly chaperoned, you know.
Mhm.
It doesn't even need to be chaperoned. The environment itself
Right, we get it.
chaperones.
It's terrible outside and nobody wants to go anywhere. Got it. So let me see, where was I at with this? I want to try to find, where do you say the one that they're going on? I want to double check so I can find it exactly. It was the one with the tent, and they're going to Union Glacier Camp. So where's that on our thing that we just pulled up? So let's see. Let's see, destinations. Union Glacier. Okay, so this is the place they're going to go. It says here, since 1987, we have flown modern day explorers to the interior of Antarctica and can you all can't see that, can you? I'm going to try to make it bigger. Is that better?
Yeah, so it's okay. Yeah, it's fine for me.
All right, so it says in 1987, we have flown modern day explorers to the interior of Antarctica to experience truly unique landscapes and take on incredible adventures. We will work closely with you to create your own once in a lifetime journey. We offer several experiences around our main camp at Union Glacier to match your specific interests. So let's see. This was the one they was doing 5 days, right? And it's supposed to be, I guess it's December. Is that correct? $31,495.
That's a bargain.
That's a bargain.
That's
That's
cheap.
almost,
I guarantee you that's untaxed, and that's that's like you're taking a trip down to the Titanic.
well, I mean, it's much cheaper than the
On a
$125,000 balloon ride, but also you're not getting the 3 or 4 bites of prime rib and champagne. So
going on the balloon ride, you see how flat the earth is. But this just going into freezing conditions and, you know, having to not make an impact, having to carry out all your own waste, so more than what you bring in, and having what you bring in as equipment, like you're looking at just a bad time to not even have the 24-hour sun. So pointless of a trip. Like I'd rather just go to the beach with my family, have a good time, than this.
Right. Well, yeah, cool. So it says here that the arrival day, this is the itinerary. Arrival day, Punta Areas, Chile. Then pre-departure days, gear check, welcome and safety briefing. These don't click. Then they fly to Antarctica and explore Union Glacier. That's it. That's all they have for that. So to prepare, let's see what they've got. Okay, so they have forms: a clothing rental form, guest reservation checklist, medical information form, personal information form, terms and conditions. That's what we're after right there. Dun, 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 dun. So safety is our top priority, and your well-being is our primary concern while you are traveling with us. We acknowledge that Antarctica is one of the most remote and undeveloped regions on the planet. Oh, sorry, guys. I didn't realize that I didn't change that over. It opened a new window. There you go. I am. Antarctica's Logistics and Expeditions LLC, Limited Liability Corporation, and its affiliated entities, collectively ALE, believes it is only prudent to give clear warning to all of our guests that they, like ALE, must adapt their expectations and travel plans to allow for the unpredictable conditions in this extreme environment. Delays of days or weeks must be anticipated and planned for. We strongly suggest that you purchase a fully flexible return ticket for your flight home to allow for delays. ALE understands how disappointing it is for travelers if they are forced to cancel their adventure, especially one that they have been looking forward to for a long time. I see the headlights of a train coming right there. Anyway, let's see. However, ALE plans these experiences a long time before departure and must make non-refundable payments to suppliers for transportation and other services. Therefore, ALE must strictly adhere to its refund policy for all travelers. You ain't getting your money back. ALE requires that you carefully read these terms and conditions and strongly advises you to purchase trip cancellation and interruption insurance as protection against an emergency which may force you to cancel or leave an experience while it is still in progress. Interesting. Put that right up front. Well, let's see. So this is just telling us the reservations, deposits, and costs if you cancel and refunds. Okay. In order to make a reservation, you must complete all of ALE's booking forms, including medical information form, personal information form, waiver, and skills questionnaire, if required for your experience. Your reservation is confirmed once your forms and deposit of $5,000 US have been received. Signed copies of the MIF waiver and this terms and conditions document must be returned to our Salt Lake City office 90 days prior to your experience departure date. These forms are mandatory and you will not be permitted to participate in your experience unless they are completed and signed. And let me just bring this just a little bigger for everybody at home. That makes it a little bit gooder. Let me just go back a little bit so we don't cut off. Whoop, wrong one. There we go. That's still good? Yeah. Perfect. It says if booking directly through ALE, your deposit of $5,000 USD must be received by wire transfer from your bank to ALE's account or by check drawn on US bank account. The invoice is part of the terms and conditions and specifically outlines the payment schedule of your chosen ALE experience. So you don't have to chunk it all up at one time, I guess. That's cool. Better hawk some insurance there, Mr. Duffy. Anyway, if booking through an agent, please contact your agent directly. Blah 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 blah. So if you make a suitable, let's see. Additionally, let me get it. Take notice that once your deposit is paid, should you wish to cancel at any time thereafter, the deposit is refundable up to 90 days prior to departure, less $1,000. So you only get $4,000 back for a processing fee because it costs them a lot of money to send your money back, I guess. What? Additionally, the cancellation penalties detailed below will be applied. Yeah, that's what I'm going to get into here in a minute. For this reason, we strongly urge you to take suitable cancellation insurance coverage. I didn't even know there was any such thing. Your deposit secures your flight reservation up to 90 days prior to departure. Within 90 days of departure, your seat is only confirmed upon final payment, and your deposit becomes non-refundable. They got a lot of shit in here to be able to keep your money and a lot of ways to make it so that the trip don't happen. So that's a red flag, but we're going to err on the side of the sunny side of the street here, and we're going to say everything's cool. So experience rates are based on tariffs and exchange rates in effect at the time of printing. Substantial changes in tariffs. ALE reserves the right to decline your participation if ALE determines that it would not be safe or prudent for you to participate in an experience. ALE's decision to decline your participation in any experience shall be of its sole and absolute discretion. So they could just say, fuck you, you're a flat earther, you're not going, right? Should your application for participation in an experience be justifiably declined by ALE prior to the scheduled date of departure, ALE will refund all payments, received from you or your agent, less $1,000 for processing. And this will be the limit of ALE's liability. They should not, under any circumstances, be liable for any expenses incurred by you or your agent in preparation of the trip, including non-refundable for penalty carrying airline tickets, special clothing, visa or passport fees, or other trip-related expenses. ALE reserves the right to cancel an experience. Why do they call it that? It's a fucking trip. Experience. You know your experience. Oh. My name's Brad.
Yeah, you have to sign away your life, like it means nothing. So it's like, oh, my family means nothing. I'm going on this trip.
Wait till we get down to the organ donor part. No, I'm just right. So they can cancel your experience. I'm Bradley. Hello. Are you having a good experience? Are you experienced? Well, I am, right? They can cancel it up to the scheduled date of departure for any reason whatsoever, including too few participants or logistical problems caused by pandemics, strikes, acts of terrorism, wars, acts of God, or any other circumstances beyond ALE's control, which may make operation of the trip inadvisable. The decision to cancel or experience is within the sole and absolute discretion of ALE. Well, I'll tell you what, man, if they're paying, they're the ones that got to worry about this shit right here. So there's a lot of stuff about being able to be taking your money back. What I want to know is, here we go. Let's see. So this is about the cancellation. ALE reserves, here we go, the right to change or delay itineraries as it so determines, while every effort will be made to adhere to that thing. Okay, so they can just cancel what you're going to be doing whenever they'd like to. Should you be unable to accept any changes or modification to the travel schedule or itinerary and decide to cancel, then notification of cancellation must be received in writing by ALE. At the time we receive your written cancellation, the following penalties will apply. Oh my God. So there again, that's on Duffy, I guess. All this is a lot of shit. I hope he's read into this. And here's in case of a medical problem. You got a which results in costs of evacuation, including but not limited to the use of aircraft or repatriation. Responsible for payment of these costs belongs solely with you. So if you get fucked up and have to be airlifted out, then that's it. That's your cost. Your safety during all ALE's experience is paramount. ALE staff will do their utmost to ensure that any safety or other issues that arise are resolved for the benefit of the group or individuals on the experience. By signing these terms and conditions, you are accepting the authority of the leader, whether that be a captain, field operations manager, or other ALE staff member, to take decisions affecting the groups or individuals. If you are or become, in the sole judgment of ALE's authorized representative on site, incapable of participation or continued participation in any experience without risk or prejudice to yourself, fellow experienced members, or staff, ALE reserves the right to declare your participation or continued participation terminated. So they can just kick you out at a whim. There are certain known and unknown hazards involved in Arctic experiences, which you must accept voluntarily at your own risk. You will need to sign a separate waiver and assumption of risk. Let's see, they'll not be liable for illness, injury, or death sustained during an experience, including, without limitation, any illness, injury, or death caused by exposure to, infection from, or spread of COVID-19. So, okay, I'm trying to get to the part where, okay, so that's the whole form, and I guess it's an E form. So that's interesting. They can take that fucking money anytime they want, but we'll see. So there was something, terms and conditions waiver. I'm trying to find guidelines. Okay, let me take a look at those real quick, because I'm trying to see if what their rules are going to actually be. That would be an interesting. Come on.
Well, do you think any flat earther is going to actually agree to this, though?
I don't know. Any flat earthers, if they're going to agree to it?
Yeah, like,
Wait, isn't that a flat earther? He's claiming to be Nicktoons flat earth puppet that he's parading out.
He's not. That pastor's not a flat earther. No.
Oh yeah, see, he's a Glover, and so he's just a Glover. He's a Glover retard. He's a worshiper of Satan.
Yeah, I was asking, do you think any flat earthers will like go through with the thing?
Yeah.
There's no thing for us to go through.
The
I walk
challenge
outside my door. I was all measured flat. Everything I was measured all from flat.
I know. I was talking about the pastor's
from the
challenge.
minute I wake up in the morning.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
So
we're talking about the final experiment.
Is he and again, no challenge.
I don't care.
24 hours.
Listen. I don't care if it's
that's
a waste
all they're
of
trying
time.
to do.
Here's the point.
No, there's no waste of time here. No, you're doing a very good job.
What I'm saying. Listen. Stop for a minute. Okay. What we're trying to do is all right. So you asked, do you think any flat earthers will go? And I said, I think it's a great idea for all of them. Go ahead and agree. Go ahead. All of the flat earthers that have been invited agree, because I don't think it's going to happen. One, nobody's going to pony up the money for 10 people at $31,000. That's $310,000. $310,000 plus he said he'd pay the expense of airline and shit to get there at the embarkment point. Okay, I say go. Yes, agree to go. Okay, and see if it comes about, but also find out about what kind of restrictions there are. because, like, what if there's some kind of a restriction that says, well, there's rules in the camp that you have to be inside of your shelter from such and such a time to another such and time, and it just happens to be when you would expect for the sun to set, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm wondering, are
Ooh,
those?
see,
Do they?
you're
You
talking
know,
about a sun setting in the south that would and still, you know,
for you, the time you would expect to see it set, if it's a 24-hour sun, of course.
there absolutely is those prohibitions that you've imposed. Those exist. I mean, anybody can go look this stuff up. It's pretty easy.
What do you mean?
The people that live in Antarctica, there's a few, you know, scientific research sort of
What's that got to do about the
facilities, and
rules that
then
I'm talking about? I'm talking about these rules that they could
yeah,
possibly.
and exactly those are those rules. And so if
Well,
you
those
go to
people
that
that live there
camp,
don't. They have those rules.
if you know, if
Okay, so then that's a
there is
moot
no
point, right?
imaginary camp. There's no imaginary camp where people go to outside of like a very isolated experience
Well, what
inside
do you?
pods. And
Okay,
so what was being proposed is going out for 2 days to go into the 90-degree parallel to traverse this mountain that supposedly exists
that
in the
wasn't what
south, and
this
then
is. That
see.
wasn't. Hold on, wait. That wasn't what this final experiment was.
Wasn't that the final expedition?
No, no. The final experiment was touted out to be where 5 flat earthers and 5 globers go on a trip to Antarctica when there should be a 24-hour sun and videotape and witness a 24-hour sun.
Well,
That was
yeah.
this. It has nothing to do with traversing
Where does
Antarctica.
where? Well, that's what it would take. Like
Well, I don't
from
care what it would
all of
take.
what we
That's what
know.
this, hold on, wait. That's what this is. That's what this experiment is. It isn't what you suggested. That's what this experiment is.
No,
And
well,
they
that is
feel,
what I'm saying. That's what entails that experiment. Entails everything I've been talking about.
okay, they're not going to traverse Antarctica. That's not part of this at
then,
all. No
then what
one.
are they gonna? Then how are they
Holy
gonna do
shit.
it?
Stop fucking interrupting me, man. No one has suggested it in this forum of this final experiment. Nobody suggested crossing it. I agree. That would be a great way to do it. That would be a great way. But given the distance, that would be like having you taking a hike
No, I didn't say
across
traverse
America.
it.
Okay.
I didn't suggest that.
All right. So
But to get to the location to where they need to see a 24-hour sun, it does take an expedition. What they were
okay.
saying
So
about
what?
it's not at these localized
No, it doesn't.
positions.
No, it doesn't. Wait a second. If I can go up to Alaska, what parallel is Alaska at? And I go to that same, and I can see a 24-hour sun in Alaska.
The sun above the horizon.
Sun above the horizon, yes. Okay. Way up in the northern portions of Alaska, that this has been filmed. Okay. So you need to go to that same corresponding parallel in the south. All right. And that doesn't mean you got to go all the way to the pole. You ain't even got to go to the center. You just go to that same corresponding parallel where you can see that in the north. That's all you have to do. And there should be the same corresponding 24-hour sun. But I mean, when you look at the things, the level of flora and fauna that are above the 60-degree north or below at the 60-degree north, right? As opposed to the 60-degree south, there's a vast difference in the amount of flora and fauna that are in those two regions when they should be equal. And the killer to it is in the lack of plant life. That's where you see it. And of course, with a lack of plant life, you're going to have a lack of animal life as well. So why is it not the same? If it were a ball, it would be the same because they would be getting the equal amounts of daylight and sunlight in the north as they
There
do
are
in the
parts
south.
of the Amazon that are in the south.
Not past the same parallel, no.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there's that Goldilocks zone, north and south.
I don't understand what you're saying. Oh, well,
So
it would be between
Well, the same thing with pressures, like
the
things,
Goldilocks
you know,
zone would be
you
within
go
the.
you go high up on a mountain, you know, the pines get thinner, and the same thing, you go down deeper, the creatures get different, and
Right.
who know? I mean, that's a whole different thing. But yeah, no, precisely. And anyways, that this expedition to go find what is Antarctica, map it out, it's been done. There's
That's
already a
not what
camp
they're
that
doing
there's
either.
already a camp that's
They're
there.
not going there to map it out. There's not one cartographer amongst the entire crew.
See,
Nobody,
this is it's a failed expedition on its onset. It could be better. This is kind of why I'm suggesting these things, you know.
right.
It's like okay, you have an idea. Let's go to Antarctica as a show. You know, it's a booze cruise, right? And it is what it is.
All right,
And
you
you
broke
can,
the
but
rules.
you can.
Break. You just broke the rules again. You said booze cruise again.
I mean, how am I going to say it is what it is?
How
When it
about
is?
just cruise? How about just
All right,
cruise?
I can't say it is what
Well, I
it
mean,
is.
Jesus Christ, man, you've beat that fucking term to death on here tonight, man. I'm getting to the point where I never even want to ever hear that term again. I mean, it's crazy. Anyway, let me get
I
back.
wish I never had either.
I mean, that's a crazy. I mean, I understand what it is. A lot of people, rich people, get on a ship and they go get drunk and shit. Right? Cool. I don't think they're going to tolerate drunk people on this thing. Sounds to me like they're pretty strict.
No, and no, that's what I was saying in chat. No, by booze it just means leisurely.
Okay, and how about a leisure cruise? Why don't we just say that then?
Leisure cruise.
Okay, so
If that is for
there's
all
very
to
few
appease all
leisure.
gun policing,
How many leisure cruises
forthcoming
have you
leisure
ever?
cruise.
How many leisure cruises did you ever go camping on? I don't remember the.
A few.
I don't remember the Love Boat ever pulling up into Puerto Vallarta and saying, "All right, everybody, get your tents and everything. We're going into the interior of Mexico and we're going to camp now."
Yeah, there's a big swell that's coming up from the globe. It's spinning, so we can't go cruising through there. That
Okay,
never happened.
right. So, anyway, I'm not really sure what that was supposed to mean. Anyway, these are in their visitor guide. You have let's see. So there's you got it says there's all kinds of protect the wildlife. You got to protect the vegetation. When traveling on foot, stay on established tracks whenever possible because the mosses and lichens are fragile. Don't walk on the grass; you'll kill the grass blade or whatever. Drive on land or any moss beds or lichen covered rocks in order to avoid damage. Do not do that. When traveling on foot, stay on. There's really. Fuck. Do not introduce any plants or animals into the Antarctic. Well, Toon can't go. In order to prevent the indoctrination of non-native species and diseases, carefully wash boots and clean all equipment, including clothes, bags, tripods, tents, and walking sticks before bringing them to Antarctica. They don't make you do that shit to even go to the Amazon. They don't make you do that shit to go to other places anywhere else. Why is Antarctica so pristine and sterile? I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? What could survive? It gets too cold, right?
Yeah, that is a good point because
Velcro fastenings in pockets which could contain soil or seeds. Vehicles and aircraft should also be cleaned. How can you have any vehicles or aircraft? In order to prevent the transfer of non-native species and diseases, they let you take an airplane with you or something? I don't know. Respect protected areas and structures. Okay, historic sites and monuments. Y'all can go check this out on their website. I'm trying to see if they've got any rules. Okay, waste. Do not deposit any litter or garbage on land or nor discard it into the sea. No smoking except in designated areas at stations or camp. To avoid litter and risk of fire to structures, collect ash and litter for disposal outside of Antarctica. So you have to take it out of there to get rid of it. Okay. Ensure that wastes are managed in accordance with Annexes 3. That's your poo. Got to poop in a bucket in a jar or something, I guess. Ensure that all belongings and equipment. Let's see. There's the safety precautions. Know your capabilities. Keep larger safety distance from dangerous, potentially dangerous or territorial wildlife like fur seals, both on land and at sea. Keep at least 25 meters away, 15 to 25 meters away from them. Let me look through here. Do not walk onto glaciers or large snowfields without proper equipment and experience. Well, that's common sense. Pay special attention when climbing rocks. Yeah, do not expect a rescue service. Yeah, I can imagine that. Do not use aircraft. They said if you had aircraft or vehicles. If you had aircraft or vehicles, they had to be thoroughly cleaned, right? Okay, now it says do not use aircraft, vessels, small boats, hovercraft, or other means of transport in ways that disturb wildlife, either at sea or on land. Well, what do you know? You ask him, I'm sorry, Mr. Seal, is that bothering you? Oh, God damn. So let's see. Ships. Only one ship may visit a site at any one time. Vessels with more than 500 passengers shall not make landings. It sounds more like an immigration policy than anything to me. A maximum of 100 passengers may be ashore from a vessel at any one time unless site-specific guidance requires fewer passengers. And that's it for that? What about rules? That's it? That's all the only rules you got? That's the only rules? Let's see what else they offer. Don't pack a pest, UAV requirements, biosecurity.
Those are pretty good rules.
Guidelines, medical evacuation insurance providers, standard equipment list, Punta Arenas map. We read the terms and conditions. There's a waiver, personal information form. So I don't see anything more about rules or anything like that. So
I'm
let's see.
comfortable with it. That seems like a pretty good society. Wow, that would have, simple rules. Everything makes sense.
I found here's the details of the camp. So let me make that bigger. So let's see. Union Glacier Camp is the only facility of its kind in Antarctica. Our full-service private camp operates during the Antarctic summer. The camp is located in the spectacular and remote southern Ellsworth Mountains on the broad expanse of Union Glacier. It is only accessible by air, and all of our guests take their first steps in Antarctica here on a naturally occurring blue ice runway. 1,859 miles from the southern tip of Chile, and a short flight from Mount Vinson, the highest peak in Antarctica. Our neighbors at the South Pole are just over 600 nautical miles away. Here's to get the detailed brochure. Okay, so we can house up to 70 guests in our dual occupancy clam tents. These double-walled sleeping tents are designed to withstand Antarctic condition with high-tech nylon covering and durable aluminum frame that opens up like a clamshell. They are also incredibly comfortable to live in with large doors and a tall interior that allows you to stand upright and move around easily. So it's 16 foot by 8 foot. Tents are naturally heated by the 24-hour sunlight up to 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, but also have a wooden floor underneath to provide insulation from the snow and solid footing. Each guest is provided with cot, mattress, pillow, linens, towel, and wash basin. Please tell us if you have preferred tent mate. Otherwise, we will pair you with a compatible roommate of the same gender. Oh my God, could you imagine if they paired up fucking Jaren with one of them clowns? Ha!
Well, Jaren,
Jaren, you better
to be
get somebody else
filmed.
to go. You better not be the only one fucking going. I'll tell you what. Otherwise, you're gonna have to be sacking up with one of them greasy fuckers. I'll tell you
It
that.
has to be Jaren and FTFE,
Right.
and then McToon and Witsit.
Oh no, that would never work.
And Brenda will be there with we'll get
Brenda ain't
John.
going.
We'll get John to come and we'll be like, hey, it's $1 million. It's a movie deal.
It says here the
$1 million bucks. John.
There you go.
I'll see you guys. Good talking with you guys.
You have to room with Brenda.
Right on. See you, Larry.
Talk to him for 24 hours.
Thanks for coming on, Larry. So it says here with the weather,
Hey, Larry, it was cool talking to you.
It says here that the Antarctic climate is generally cold, dry, and windy. Even though it is summer, the temperatures remain below freezing at all times. Camp is, wait a second. They say it's even though it is summer, the temperatures remain below freezing at all times. Oh, that was the temperature inside the tent, I guess, that they were talking about. Okay. I was going to say, how can it be freezing?
Cold.
How can it be 70 degrees and freezing at the same time? All right. Please keep in mind conditions can range rapidly and wind chill can make temperatures feel colder. You must bring everything on our required clothing and equipment list so you are prepared for all conditions. Then they got the dining tent is the heart of our camp and served as a gathering place for all our guests. You'll have the opportunity to meet people from all over the world, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? There's your showers and toilets. While at Union Glacier Camp, you'll have access to communal showers and toilet facilities. In keeping with our mission to set the highest possible environmental standards, we try to minimize the amount of residue, gray, water, we generate as well as the fuel we use to melt snow in Antarctica. We provide disinfectant hand gel in the dining tent and all toilets and ask that the guests limit shower use to every 2 to 3 days to conserve water. All human waste is removed from Union Glacier Camp, which requires us to keep liquid and solid waste separate for ease of transport. I wonder who gets to drive the turd truck. For men, it's the turd sleigh. That's what they have, the poop sleigh. For men, a stand-up urinal is provided in addition to a sit-down toilet. For women,
have you heard of that?
Oh, they have two different sit-down toilets for the women, one to crap in and one to piss in.
Well, have you heard that, like in Antarctica, there is that glacier of where the plumbing goes to, the excrement, you know?
No, I didn't know about that.
Because they can't recycle it. There's a whole glacier of poo. Just
Holy
ready
shit.
to just flop right out there into the...
There you go.
You haven't heard of that?
No.
Yeah, there is this, where's all their plumbing go to? Where have they been shoveling it to for however long they've been, on the outskirts of this island they're on?
Well, that'll make an interesting show. Why not?
It's just a bunch of frozen poo.
That's nasty. So it says right here, all human waste is removed from Union Glacier Camp, which requires us to keep liquid and solid waste separate. Yeah. So during the night, some guests prefer to use a pee bottle in their tent. Our staff will show you the container where you empty your pee bottles next to the toilet facility. Don't forget to bring your pee bottle with you when you leave camp. On vehicle excursions, our guides will also have a portable toilet you can use in emergencies. Let's see. In the evenings, our guest lectures will host engaging talks. Okay, let's see. You can be as active or relaxed as you like while at Union Glacier. Each morning after breakfast, we will meet with you to discuss the options and organize activities tailored to the weather and your interests. We offer a variety of group excursions described in our detailed itineraries, and there are plenty of activities you can do on your own around camp. We have Risk and Monopoly. Take a walk, cross-country ski, or try out one of our fat tire bikes on the groomed 6-mile loop. If you're looking for something more low-key, check out a book, movie, or a game in our Polar Library. In the evening, our guest lecturers will host engaging talks on a variety of topics from polar history to glaciology. Many will share photos and stories of their own experience. Please respect camp quiet hours between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. What's that mean?
Yeah, 7 a.m. That's it.
10
No
p.m. to
seeing
7 a.m.
of. You cannot look at the sunset. You have to be in a gown at some sort of special event to where you're allowed outside of your your tent.
They got satellite phone cards available so you can call home. $40 for 30 minutes.
Hopefully that will call for help.
Let me see here. There's a transportation. Even though we operate in 24-hour daylight, Union Glacier camp time is the same as Punta Arena, Chile, where our flights originate. Our other camps at Mount Vince South Pole and the Emperor Penguin Colony also operate on this time. So there's what you add to it. I guess that's their food inside the fruit and vegetable chilled storage. So I'm interested about that quiet time. What's up with that quiet time? Let's see if there's any information on that. Can I search for that?
No, that was specific. You should take a image of that specific thing where it's like quiet time at 7 p.m. And that's 7 p.m. Antarctica time. Like you have to like fucking go into the basement and close the doors. Or if you're out on a tent, then now you're gonna live through the night in Antarctica.
Have you been
But
drinking?
supposedly at that point in time, it'll be a little cooler than below 40 degrees.
Right. It's going to be cold. So that's that whole big $34,000 freaking trip. Got to fill out the forms, everything. Now, my biggest question is, where is Duffy coming up with the scratch for this? Where are they coming up with the
From
money?
the viewers he's appealing to.
That seems like an awful lot of damn money to for something like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially as we've pointed out, the camps exist. You mean nobody's done this already? Right? People stationed in Antarctica all the time. We could talk to them too. Do they have any videotape of it? Do they have any recordings of it? Any time lapses? So I don't think that's going to be all. Flatzoid, good to see you, my man. Listen, brother, click that link and come up for a second. I don't know if you checked your email yet or not. But I was in the chat of Professor Parks, PhD, and he said that he would like to talk to you or have a talk with you. I think that would be a good one because unlike our friend, the Soy Lodge, Parks doesn't seem to be a dick. You see no link. Get rid of the print. Get rid of the Hang on a second. Let me get up in here and look again. Oh, it's because of the poll, Flatzoid. You got to dismiss the poll. So only 22% think that the final experiment is actually going to happen, and 78% say no. But here's the link in the chat, anyways, for you, sir. Dun dun dun. Paste, paste.
And what will be the experiment? Will be observing a 24-hour sun
Well, that's just
never
it.
touching the horizon in the south.
Right.
That's the experiment.
Right. It's not an
Observational
experiment. It's not an experiment. It's just an observation. You're not
like measuring
you have no IV.
the bathtub isn't science.
Right. It's not going to do it. The link should be pinned up there, damn it. Let me get rid of this here. Let's see. I'm going to pin again. All right. Oh, there. Now it's on there. I thought I put it up there earlier. I'll be damned. I'm going to end the poll, though. Let me just. There he is. What's up, Keith? What's happening tonight? You're muted, Jack. Yeah, you're muted, Flatsoid.
Hey, morning, guys. How's it going?
Morning. So, yeah, Professor Parks, PhD, he was going over that video that PhD geophysicist that it's I think he's from someplace in South America, and he was talking about how he come to the flat earth. It was the one that Flat Earth Banjo put up, and he was going over that, and then I said some stuff in the chat, and he said, hey, he knows, right? He says, talk to Flatsoid and see if he'll have a conversation with me. And I said, I bet you I can make that happen. So I went ahead and I sent you an email about it. And I sent you his email address as well. He's unlike Soy Lodge, he doesn't seem to be a dickhead. He was pretty cool, but I did catch him in some shit because I just put in there, I said, you have to have, they were talking about stars. I said, you have to have a container to have a volume of gas. And he said, well, not if it's frozen.
Frozen makes containment. I checked, the ice is solid.
Yeah, I know. That's what my wife jumped, and she wasn't even half paying attention. She says, that's not a gas anymore if it's frozen. And I was like, very good, doll. I says, because I was getting ready to put in there, I said, you have to have a volume of gas in order to freeze it in the first fucking place, right? So, sorry. But I couldn't believe he said that. And frozen, it's not. I was like, well, you have to collect it together to freeze it, man. That's, don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I'll check the email out. We can work something out.
They always lose the plot, don't they, Flatsoid? It's like, no, the argument is that you think that gas attracts gas. That's your argument. Your argument
Yeah,
as
exactly.
a Gluber is that gas attracts gas. Because you don't even know what up and down is.
Yeah, because they're claiming mass attracts mass, and they're claiming that gas attracts gas because it has mass.
Right.
You have no gas attracting one another. There's no static gas. It literally goes against what gas is.
Right. And it's sort of like the difference between a rock and sand. Okay. You can take a rock and you can connect something to any point on that rock. Right. Even a great big huge rock. Say it's like a 4 foot by 4 foot slab of rock. And you can put something on it, attach it to it, and pick up the entire block of rock. Take that same size bed of sand and try to pick that bed of sand up from connecting to one point. You're never going to do it, right? It's the same thing with gas.
Well, yeah, it's equating like a discipline that would be like displacement, and saying a force has to be attributed onto it, and it's like, no, it's just the potential. And when you remove by methods of all of the observed nature, physics of nature, then you've now removed the constituent that was holding the grape upon the vine.
I'm losing my connection. There, we're back. I wanted to ask you something. Have you been drinking tonight? Because your speech sounds really slurred. Am I still here? Hello?
Yeah, you're
Flatsoid,
still there.
are
I
you
think he
okay,
broke
bro?
up.
Are you okay, brother? It's
Oh,
good
there
to
he is.
it's good to see you. I I have much respect for you. I love you, bro.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I'm glad you got up here at about the time you did. I was getting ready to kind of just show a couple other little things I found here today about this. And what do you think about that, though? What we were saying, I mean, it's like if they already have an established camp, surely they're running these tours there. Surely someone has videotaped a 24-hour sun, right?
Well, I've got anyway. What I wanted to also show, because I'm going to probably talk about this as well, is if they can show us the location of where their camp is,
Oh yeah.
we are able to show on the map on globe and flat that even on the globe they wouldn't even be able to see their 24-hour sun because of their location, and therefore making a so-called not experiment invalid.
Let me go to that.
Precisely that, Flatsoid. That's exactly what I've been.
So I've got a thing on here. Wait a second. It's going to show where's the location of that thing. Just a second, because there was a.
No,
That's probably on the main
that's
page.
what they're offering here, Flatsoid, is like, here, go. We have these like camps, like to go climb Mount Everest, like a camp here to where you can go observe, and it's like it's not worth anything unless you can stay there for 24 hours and film the the sun never touching the horizon.
Yep. But I
That's
mean,
it.
think about it. Do they think there's no mountains in Antarctica? Do they think there's no hills or snowbanks or anything? What happens if a tree's in front of you, even by the house? It blocks the sun, correct?
They think the desert is flat. Get it?
So
Okay.
these
It's all
guys are
flat.
actually by
It's all just
contention.
proving more flat.
Yeah, exactly. By contention, these guys think the Earth is flat, guys. They are the actual flat earthers.
Okay, so here, yeah, right. If it's already been proven, why do you have to prove it again? So Union Glacier Camp is right there where I'm darkening that hex, that pentagram, that pentagon. So that's Union Glacier Camp, and that's what right off the, is that right off that tip of Argentina, right? Isn't that where that
Guess
peninsula
what?
is? Yeah,
Guess
yeah.
what? That shows exactly like always on a flat Earth map. It's on the outskirts of Antarctica. Why can they never, ever be in the middle of Antarctica?
Right. Why don't they just go here and do it? Right. But they're doing it here.
That's where they need to do it. Why
Here.
can't they do it there? Yeah, just do it there. If they did it there, no questions asked.
Let's see what happens if I click on the top
I'll
part.
hang my hat.
Oh, they don't have it. They don't have a place where you stay there. They don't have a camp there.
Oh, the camp's not there. So
No.
you're gonna go freeze to death over way far away
Right
from
here.
there.
Right.
Like you were saying, like how Antarctica is like you gotta drive across America to get. Yeah, that's how far. It's not just like it's on the next beach. That's
It's got
like that's
they
to
got to
go
use
prove
those.
your.
They got to use those clamshell tents too. It says it
Yeah.
stays like about 70 degrees inside of those tents.
Hey, Sorry, did you see how Sovereign was super mad just because automatically I was like, no, it's just a leisure cruise. It means nothing. Like, how absurd. Like, I can walk outside of my door, prove the
No,
Earth is flat.
that's not what I didn't get upset about that. what I got tired of was you continuously just saying booze cruise, booze cruise. Yeah, we get it. We know what you mean. That's
Hey,
what
I
I'm
didn't say that. You this time. You broke your own
right.
rules.
It's my house. I can break the rules. So that's what that was. Is it's like homie, we get it, man. We get it. I don't agree that there's any legitimacy to this either, but I would call their fucking bluff. I would call their bluff out hard. I'd say, yeah, I'll go. I would be filling that up 5. Yep, let's do it. Let's do it. You're gonna pay for it? Sure. I want to know who's
Yeah,
coming.
kind of. I'm advertising like, yeah, I'll go too.
Because we looked at what was that let's see, this one's the Explore Antarctic trips. Let's see. Here's their camps. Destination Union Glacier. Okay. And let's see. Down here. Let me go. Let's see. Where's Arctic Glacier at? Which one was it? Wait a second.
You got to follow the leader.
Are they going to go skydiving?
Yeah.
So they're also going to show us
No, they're going to
no
go
Earth rotation.
climb a mountain.
I think they're just going
in
for
very harsh
photography.
conditions. They're not going to prove anything. They're just going to prove it's like going to Everest to prove how flat the Earth is.
Let me see. There was a thing we booked it. We showed the thing when you go to book it before, and it was like $34,000, wasn't it?
Yeah, 34.5.
Yeah. So, but you figured that time now multiply that by 10.
See, I'd rather
I want to know what kind of pass they can afford to pay for 6 people, 35K.
10.
10 people, yeah.
5 flat earthers and 5 globers. And the 5 globers have already responded in the affirmative. They didn't even wait. I mean, in no time. So the fact that they don't have any kind of trepidation about it, but our trepidation is not that anybody's worried about what it's going to prove or disprove, but the fact that this is highly fucking suspicious. I mean, this to me is sort of like the big panel van with no windows, and the guy says, there's free puppies and candy inside. Get in. You know, I mean, it's like, really, you're going to pay $350,000 plus, because he said he would pay for Jaren's Arctic clothing or clothing.
Sign me
realm,
up.
all of that other
Sign
added.
me up for it. I'm
So
down.
Yeah, no, there's definitely something sus about this. And that group of people that you're supposed to go, who in their right mind as a flat earther would want to spend 5 days with those people?
that was my biggest thing too, right there. I'm like, no. Yeah, it looks like a psyop, somebody said. But I don't know. I just know that there's something not right behind this. The outfit itself is stationed out of Salt Lake City, Utah. So we already can just say Mormon.
It could be tryouts for like a geodome. Like it's like here we're gonna have some social media stars going like Big Brother, like Fish Tank, and here's some flat earthers, and they're gonna have to like figure out how to prove their stuff. We're setting them out in the most hostile environment ever. It sounds like good television to me.
It does. It sounds like fantastic. No, I would definitely, if I watched TV and I was a sheeple, I would tune into that.
It's what it should have been in 2016 with the whole Jaren's hump Earth that he proved.
What?
You know, it was like
I'm
that
serious,
was like a
man.
very
Really, I'm serious. Have you been drinking? You're not making a whole lot of sense, man. I mean, I like you and all.
Look, I
Man,
live
I think you're
on an
drunk.
Earth where it's objectively level. So
I think you're drunk. You sound drunk.
I don't know. You keep repeating that.
I know, because you keep talking
You're
like a
not
drunk.
into the conversation.
I am into the conversation. You keep
I'm
interrupting.
confused.
I don't know. I'm trying to find that part where it said to book it. Let me see. There might have been here. Destinations, prepare about, contact us. No, I don't want that. We just want to go to, let's see, expeditions, trip finder,
Let's
flights.
book it. Let's
We were
go.
just in the damn thing a bit ago. Now I can't find it again. It's this one. Shit. See, prepare about. Where's it? Damn, now they don't want me to even go. Is that what I'm saying? Visit.
No, let's book it. Let's go. No, we're gonna go. Forget I said anything about it. It's pretty cool. Let's go.
I don't know. Let me see. None of these are clickable except this about.
Are you based?
Do you think they're going to take their weights with to see scales to see if they change weight as well?
Well, they'll have to clean them very well. They're really tight on these protocols about
Yeah,
what
I'm
you can take in
actually.
there.
What currency are you gonna?
There he
bring?
goes
I'm
again.
gonna bring gold.
Dude, why do you do that? Why do you do that?
Oh, my bad. Because he brought up a good point.
Yeah, I know.
What
that's right.
currency are you gonna
Let me
bring?
finish
I'm gonna
making
bring
it.
gold.
Let me finish making it, and then it'll be even better. Right? Come on, man. I don't want to have to be that guy. You know what I'm saying?
No, my bad. You're good. No, we were talking about currency. Joking. You're good.
What's this trip finder? Let's see. We're going to go to Union Glacier. That's the one. Let's book it. Book it, baby. Okay, there we go. Climb Antarctica, ski Antarctica, skydive, 3 glaciers retreat. Where the fuck is the one that was there going on? Three glaciers retreat. What the fuck, man? This is pissing me off now. But anyway, we already know it costs an ungodly amount of money, and nobody is gonna. I don't think it's gonna.
Wait,
happen.
so it wasn't
Don't you think it's weird?
Trip?
What?
No, it's okay. You can go.
Go ahead into the break. It's real. Go ahead.
I was just saying it wasn't letting you book the trip.
I was having difficulty finding it. It's there somewhere. I was just. I don't know. I'm a little bit irritated, and I'm having trouble navigating a website because.
But that also makes it a bit sus. Usually, if you want something to be easy, it's like here's
I'll
the
give it a
link,
search
click the
after
link,
this
fill in the form, and there we go. But you have to literally look for everything.
And then when you do,
make
it's
it
like,
hard,
hey,
don't
that sounds fantastic. And then they go, it only costs $8 million. It's like that stupid balloon to the 100,000 feet. I mean, who's going to actually pay $125,000 to go up there, eat a couple bites of prime rib, drink a glass of champagne, and then splash back down into the ocean? Who's going to do that? Somebody with too much goddamn money. That's who.
It ain't me. I can't
just
afford
can't
that.
see it.
I mean, if I'm sponsored, I'll go. Like I'm a pretty good representative. If somebody wants me to go on their behalf, I will go.
So, Jaron is going to be having Will Duffy on I guess the 5th, and that's what, Monday? Is that when that is? Is Monday the 5th?
It's 5 days. Yeah.
No,
That's my birthday.
Wait a second. We got how many days in May? It's 31 days in May. So it's 6 days from now. What's that make it? I don't know. Let me I gotta
June
look at my
5th, right? That's my
look at
birthday.
Flat
I'm
Slade,
54
do you
years
think
old.
this is the last resort? Is to just here's a good proposal for a television show,
Wednesday.
and forget about all the measurements it took that were based on horizontal. Is that it? That's kind of the whole game.
That was to you, Flatzoid.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was a question for you from into the break.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear. Say again.
Do you think it's just like they're just going to pretend that all the flat Earth measurements don't exist, and they'll just propose new television shows?
I don't think it's going to go. I think at the end of the day, just before something has to happen, then, it's cancelled. And then they want to blame flat earthers because there's no flat earthers that want to go. So therefore, the flat earthers are disingenuous and they don't want to be honest because they're already starting to
Yeah,
spiel
but
that
what if
game
it
around
was
there.
just a show? What if it was just like a movie? Like, okay, we're having all of our greatest flat Earth like entertainers go on a show, and they're just gonna go to our Antarctica, on
I
the
don't.
You see,
cruise
they're
ship
going to be.
that goes into
I think they're planning like a mockumentary thing, like the Behind the Curve thing. That's what they're actually planning to do.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're trying to show,
But it's gonna
like,
be with
look.
no names.
So you gotta let somebody finish talking, man. You really do.
No,
You
you
gotta let
interrupted
it
now.
be. Have you ever used the CB radio before into the break?
You interrupted now. I get you, but you interrupted.
Because I was calling you out on interrupting people again.
You're interrupting to interrupt.
Holy Jesus
that I
Christ!
interrupted.
Have you ever used the CB
tone
radio? Have you
it's
ever
tone.
used it? Have you ever used the CB radio? You know, when both mics are
Morse
keyed up,
tone.
nobody can hear either person, right?
We're having a good time here, okay?
I understand that, but let a motherfucker, let a guy talk.
Okay.
Let a guy finish talking. Listen, break. I'm gonna let you go because you're drunk, and I cannot deal with drunk people.
Hey, Flat. So it was really good talking to you.
So you
I
gotta
much
go.
appreciate
I'm sorry.
what you do, bro.
Whoops, I'm sorry. I
Love you,
got
man.
the wrong guy. Whoever that was,
Cheers,
come
break,
back.
man. Yeah. Cheers, man.
I mean, you gotta go, man. I'm sorry. I kicked out Roger. I didn't mean to. I cannot deal with people drunk. I just cannot deal with drunk people.
Yeah, it makes it
I mean, I
difficult.
don't like him, but when people are under that fucking shit, they don't make any goddamn sense. They end up with their little. They always want to interrupt. And I'm sorry, man. It's no condition to be in to be talking with people, man. Unless if you're around other people that are drunk like that, I guess it's okay. But I can't do that, man. I hope you understand. I mean,
I hear you, Sal.
times I don't want to be that guy, but god damn it, I cannot handle drunk people.
Makes sense. But yeah, he's a nice guy overall. But yeah, tonight
He is. He's a nice guy, but I can't deal with that. I was watching the chat. People were going, God damn, does this guy never stop interrupting and shit? And I was,
I can't remember what I was talking about.
Sorry for that.
Hey, Flat.
Yeah.
I found that timestamp. I put it in your Discord.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Yeah.
Is what you want? It's only just
okay.
Yeah, it's Neil and Brian are talking about it. That was it.
Nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
The unbalanced horse.
Have you seen Duffy's latest video that they put out on that Final Experiment channel? About it's got the whole thing about how we are getting there. He briefly covers that portion of where they're going and how they're getting there, but then he gives the details of every single trip offered as like he's a travel agent or something for that company. And it's like, was all that really necessary in a video explaining how you and the rest of these people are going to get to the destination?
No, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah. To me, it looks like they're trying to make a mockumentary kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and because the first one was Behind the Curve was like, oh, they don't want to, they prove the globe Earth. Now it's going to be, now they're too dishonest This is the take I'm getting from them. They're trying to paint flat earthers as dishonest now.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to end up going. And if they do end up going, there's going to be a lot of no, we tried, and then they're going to make shit up. You know what I mean? They're going to take things out of proportion, misrepresent things, and that's just what they do. They have a hidden agenda.
We were looking over the terms and conditions, and they can just jerk the fucking rug out from under you before you even go. And you can get your deposit back if they do that, but only up to only minus $1,000. And there's other stipulations. They're offering trip cancellation insurance. I mean, right off the bat, their whole terms and conditions, the whole first part is telling you how they can cancel you, what happens if it cancels. And, I'm like right off the bat, red flagging. I'm going, wait.
Yeah, I mean, even the weather can cancel you. Imagine you going, it's like you planned all this. Oh, sorry, the weather's too bad. We can't go anymore. And then, you lost the money for what?
Right. For something that should have already been. You mean to tell me people go on these tours to these places and nobody's bothered checking? Nobody's bothered taking any kind of video evidence?
But I anyway have a thing to ask Mr. Duffy, since he's a pastor and stuff, okay? What does the Bible say about being deceptive? What does the Bible say about you taking money that you're supposed to be using for God to use it for deceptive means?
Right.
That's a good question.
And I can't figure. I mean, this guy, I guess I don't know if he still does, but he was or is a life insurance salesman. He's got this is, I never saw the guy until this whole final experiment thing came up. I never once saw or heard of him or nothing. I don't know about, maybe it's just me, but maybe none of the rest of you heard of him before this?
Not at all.
I don't know.
I heard his name before, but I've never heard him before. Or actually, I just heard someone talk about him before. That was it.
So my biggest thing is, where in the frick are they going to come up with $350,000 plus? That's what I'm curious about. Somebody's got to.
I think, guys, we're all in the wrong business. We should all become pastors, because it seems that's where all the money is.
Well, from what I understand, his entire congregation ain't no more than about 5 or 6 people, and 3 of them is his wife and 2 kids. So I can't see the collection plate filling up.
But you understand, it just doesn't add up. There's just something really dodgy about that. Every church I've ever gone to, yes, some of the pastors, they ended up living quite comfortable, but the majority of them, there's no ways they would be able to afford $300,000.
No,
to be able to pay for something. It's impossible, because they sow most of their seed to the church or to other things.
Right. That's Joel Osteen money. That's Kenneth Copeland money. That's not Will Duffy money.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You got $350,000 you can just throw out there, just boom, just toss it. Ain't nothing to it, man. See, I could think of a lot better things. Yeah, I could think of a lot better things to do with over $250,000 than take 10 fucking people to Antarctica. I can't even see it being worth that. Wouldn't there be easier ways?
I'm sorry. I would take that $310K and I'd build churches everywhere.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. That's what that pastor.
I mean, how much people are probably in these church and stuff that don't even have a job? You know what I mean? Give them a job.
Yeah.
Build a church. Give them a job.
Absolutely.
That's called community, right? Yeah.
So there's just a lot of things that just don't set well with me with this thing. It'd be a great idea, or if somebody were to go on one of those and do these observations or something like that. But this right off the bat, it was like they sold it as some kind of a big mystery. Like Like, you remember Geraldo with his Capone's vault? You remember that? He had it
Yeah,
all
I remember
hyped
that
up
one.
that they'd found one of Al Capone's secret vaults in the basement of something, and they busted through this wall, did a whole show where they were talking about what they could find in there and all this other shit, and they opened it up and there wasn't nothing in there but an old Coke can or some shit. And it was all hyped up.
Geraldo.
Yeah, sorry, man. I gotta go.
All
Guys,
right.
have a good show. Good show
Later,
further.
Flex.
Cheers, man. I'll see you guys tonight.
Oh,
All right.
See
See
you
you
tomorrow.
tonight, Fletcher. So yeah, it's like Capone's vault. I think it's going to be one of those type of things, because even the setup for it, and they were like, "Oh, who's the guy behind this and everything?" And come to find out, it's not really Duffy that's behind it. Or no, it is Duffy that's behind it, but McToon, who's in cahoots with this dude to begin with, they're the ones setting this damn thing up. And McToon was asked straight up, "Do you know who this guy behind the final experiment is?" And he's like, "No, I don't have a clue at all." Which tells me right off the bat that these fucking guys are constantly talking on back channels about shit, right? And I think during their so-called debates, they're in communication during those too. Because how many times has it looked as though they're responding to some signal in their ear or something on their screen when they're being asked any kind of a question, right?
Yeah, could be coached. Yeah, easily.
So it'd be interesting
have
to
all the
see if it
answers
doesn't
right
go.
on
But we've looked and we saw that, what do we have? Over 70% of the audience did not believe that this will ever take place. I, of course, don't think it's going to. If I were one that were being invited, I'd say, "Shit, yeah, chalk me up. You're paying for it. Throw down the lettuce. Throw that cabbage down, Big Daddy. Let's do it. Let's go."
Yeah,
You know,
that's the one reason I think they're trying.
Yep,
I think they're trying to make it look like we're not going to be. I don't have the money, though. Neither do you, right, Sal? You can't. So this is.
You don't have to. You don't have to. Jaron don't have that kind of scratch neither. This guy said he'd pay for his flight, for his winter clothing, anything he needs to be able to get there and do the trip. It's all took care of.
Damn. Yeah.
So I say everybody ought to call him on that bluff. I say everybody that's been invited, say, "Fuck yeah, let's go."
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's
I'm wondering why they're not. Yeah.
Well, because of this,
I think it's an
how
issue with
suspicious.
trust.
There's a lot of red flags. I mean, did any red flags go up with you with this before you'd even talk to anybody else? I know it did with me. I went, "Whoa, what?"
I wasn't expecting it. I can tell you that right now.
I don't, and I think that's what they're.
It seemed like it. Yeah. Well,
so
hopefully Jared does know if they do this. Yeah. That would be nice.
Also be careful that they're not just trying to take all of our top flat earthers and kill them all in one horrific accident or something. Because that's the level of, that's the level that these fuckers, that's where I view them at, that there's nothing that's off the books for these guys. Nothing is beyond it. I think any one of these fucking guys would sell their mother if the price was right.
You remember Buddy Holly, right?
Yeah.
Bomba and everybody else. The one person that didn't get on the plane was Dion. His mother sent him a bus ticket. Yeah. Yep. Don't get on that plane, son.
That's right. That plane was called American Pie. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
That's what that song's all about.
I didn't know that, but that's where
the day the music died. It's all about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
They just not long ago found. They not long ago somebody found Buddy Holly's glasses in that field where the plane crashed. And they've been authenticized too. So that's kind of crazy. They
put them in a museum?
Yeah, I think they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think they're in there. I'm not sure though. I
And
heard
wanted to
about
pray.
that. Well, it's been about 10 years or more since I heard about that, but yeah. So I think the final experiment, in my opinion, I don't think it's ever going to take place. I do have questions. I'm looking forward to this coming show on Jaron, where he's going to be talking to Mr. Duffy, and maybe we'll get to the bottom and he can answer some of the questions that are occurring, that most of us might have. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, I think that's about all I've got for
Hope so.
tonight. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, unless, did I have anything that I wanted to show you? Let me see. Something from my wife came. Let me see if that's something relevant to, I don't know what the hell it is. It's not even showing up on my screen. Something blurry. I don't know what it is, but I'll find out later after I get off of here. I think there might have been, well, no, there wasn't. I'll just save it for the next show for tomorrow night. We'll have us a good one tomorrow night. Anything you want to leave us with, Raj?
All right, fuck. Just keep it flat.
All
Keep
right.
it flat.
All right. Well, remember, guys, the Lord loves the working man. Don't trust Whitey. See your doctor and get rid of him. And we'll see you next time on Sovereign Soul Unchained.